Hello YouTube, a Wimpy African here with a 2012 NFL mock draft. And we all know that the Colts get the number one pick in the draft, and pretty sure, I'm 100% sure they're going to take Andrew Luck, quarterback, out of Stanford. And with the second pick in the NFL draft, the Rams will go ahead and select Justin Blackmon, wide receiver, Oklahoma State. What a big receiver. God. He's huge. Reminds me of Calvin Johnson. Think they're going to have a better year next year. With the third pick in the NFL draft, the Vikings will go ahead and select Matt Kalil, offensive tackle, USC. I mean, if the Vikings want Christian Ponder to reach his potential, they must improve the protection around him. Come on. Kalil is a franchise caliber offensive tackle. With the fourth pick in the draft, I think the Browns are going to go ahead and take Trent Richardson, running back, Alabama. This guy's huge. And, he reminds me of Adrian Peterson. He's huge, big. He's going to be a good back. All you fantasy football players out there, I'd take him around the 6th round at the latest. At the earliest, actually. It's about where I'd take him. With the fifth pick in the draft, I think the Buccaneers will take cornerback Maurice Claiborne out of LSU. With the sixth pick in the draft, the Redskins will select quarterback Robert Griffin III out of Baylor. I mean, I would be happy if I were the Redskins not having to trade up to get him. They don't even have a franchise quarterback. All they have is Rex Grossman. But, with the seventh pick in the draft, I think that the Jaguars will go ahead and select Quinton Coples, North Carolina, defensive end. With the eighth pick in the NFL draft, the Carolina Panthers will select Riley Reiff, offensive tackle, Iowa. With the ninth pick in the draft, I think the Miami Dolphins will go ahead and select Melvin Ingram, defensive end, South Carolina. With the 10th pick in the draft, I think the Buffalo Bills will select Jonathan Martin, offensive tackle, Stanford. With the 11th pick in the draft, Kansas City is going to select David DeCastro, offensive guard, Stanford. Sorry about that, phone's ringing. Not even going to worry about it. With the 12th pick in the draft, I think the Seahawks will select Zach Brown, outside linebacker, North Carolina. This pick certainly stands out as a surprise considering Boston College. Luke Chile is a more accomplished player, but Brown's speed and athleticism drew rave reviews at the Senior Bowl. He could upgrade the explosiveness of the Seahawks linebackers. With the 13th pick in the draft, the Arizona Cardinals will select Luke Kuechly, Boston College, inside linebacker. With the 14th pick in the draft, the Dallas Cowboys will select Dre Kirkpatrick. After watching the Cowboys secondary give up big play after big play, Jerry Jones will look to draft a quality corner. With the 15th pick in the draft, I think the Philadelphia Eagles will select Devon Still, defensive tackle, Penn State. With pick 16 in the draft, I think the Jets are going to have to go out there and take Courtney Upshaw, outside linebacker, Alabama. The Jets desperately need a pass rusher to help their defense return to the ranks of the elite. Upshaw's motor and relentlessness will allow Rex Ryan to scale back the risky blitzing in critical situations. With the 17th pick in the draft, I think the Baltimore Ravens have to select Janoris Jenkins. I mean, the Bengals would love to have the best quarterback at the Senior Bowl fall to them in the middle of the first round. Jenkins is an aggressive ball hawk with skills to complement Leon Hall in the starting lineup. With the 18th pick in the NFL draft, the San Diego Chargers will select Mike Adams, offensive tackle, Ohio State. With the 19th pick in the NFL draft, the Chicago Bears will select Michael Floyd, wide receiver, Notre Dame. With the 20th pick in the draft, the Tennessee Titans will select offensive tackle Cordy Glenn out of the University of Georgia. The declining production of Chris Johnson will lead the Titans brass to take a serious look at the performance of their interior line. Glenn is a rugged interior blocker, adept at moving defenders off the ball, paving the way for big runs from CJ2K. With the 21st pick in the NFL draft, the Bengals will select a running back, and he's out of Virginia Tech. Yes, that's right. They will take David Wilson. With pick 22 in the draft, the Browns will select Mohamed Sanu, wide receiver, Rutgers. I mean, I would say to Kendall Wright, but Wright is he's smaller. I'd rather have like a 6'3", 200-pound than a 5'8", 5'10", 190-pound guy. I just don't like that. With the 23rd pick in the draft, I think the Detroit Lions will select Whitney Mercilus, defensive end, Illinois. The declining of Kyle Vanden Bosch and free agent status of Cliff Averill could lead the Lions to make a play for the most productive sack artist in college football last season. Although some have labeled Mercilus as a one-year wonder, his production and athleticism are tough to ignore. With the 24th pick in the draft, I had the Steelers taken Mark Barron, strong safety, Alabama. The Steelers have a strong rep for grooming young players for pivotal roles. Barron would give the team an instinctive defender to groom behind Palomalu and Ryan Clark. With the 25th pick in the NFL draft, the Denver Broncos will select Jarrell Worthy, defensive tackle, Michigan State. With the 26th pick in the draft, the Houston Texans will select Dontari Poe, defensive tackle, Memphis. Wade Phillips would love to have a bedrock in the middle of the line to allow DeMarco Ryans and Brian Cushing to flow freely to the ball. Poe is one of the strongest defensive tackles in the draft, and his ability to occupy blockers will take the Texans' defense to another level. With the 27th pick in the draft, the New England Patriots will select Michael Brockers, defensive tackle out of LSU. I mean, after you see about, they don't really have that good of a defense. They're going to have to take someone. With the 28th pick in the draft, I think that the Green Bay Packers will select Fletcher Cox, defensive tackle, Mississippi State. With the 29th pick in the draft, I think the Baltimore Ravens will select Peter Kahns, center out of Wisconsin. With pick 30 in the draft, I think the San Francisco 49ers will select Kendall Wright, wide receiver, Baylor. He's small, but he is a big. He's a big. Big playmaker. He can always be a small Deshaun Jackson. I know I was saying something about when the Browns picked, but the Browns need a good, explosive, tall wide receiver. With the 31st pick in the draft, I think the New England Patriots will select Andre Branch, defensive end, Clemson. I like that pick right there. And then with the 32nd pick, the Super Bowl winners, New York Giants, will select Dante Hightower, inside linebacker, Alabama. The Giants' defensive struggles during the regular season can be attributed to their lack of depth and talent at linebacker. Hightower would give the unit a bigger presence on the interior, improving its effectiveness against the run. Yeah, gotta give it to them. They have a great front four. Other than that, they have an okay team. Nah, they have a really good team, actually. Just after the front four, they need to work on their defense.